In 1981, Andy Rouse set up his own engineering company, Andy Rouse Engineering. By 1983, he was winning championships in the BTCC with the Austin Rover. Fast forward to the late 80s and Andy Rouse started building and winning races with the legendary Sierra RS 500s, which dominated the BTCC till the early 90s. In 1990, Andy Rouse released the first Rouse SAPPHIRE Cosworth. These were converted by Rouse and sold as limited edition cars through 17 Ford dealerships with Ford warranty. Originally a run of 100 was planned. Due to results, 78 were built, just 6 of these were two-wheel drive. These were designated 302Rs and the remaining 72 were four-wheel drive, designated 304Rs. The cost of the conversion from Andy Rouse was £4,450 plus VAT, so somewhere in the region of £31,000 to £32,000 for a brand new Rouse SAPPHIRE Cosworth on the road. And the Rouse SAPPHIRE Cosworth that Paul Linford Racing has in is quite possibly the best original example left from the limited run. And who is Paul Linford?
Paul is the man for anything Sierra RS 500, race cars, road cars, restorations, parts. Paul also sells people's private cars, and this car, it's a Sapphire, a Rouse Sapphire. This came in and has been sold via Paul. Bit of a Marmite to me, bit of a Marmite Sapphire. Personally, I prefer a standard looking Sapphire. I don't know what you think.
I'm with you, mate. To be honest, and you're right. The perfect word for these, I say to people, is a Marmite car. People just tend to absolutely love them.
They do. And I can see why they're different.
Yeah, but they're ugly, aren't they?
Beauty is
it's a bit like me and you, Adam. You know, there's me or there's the ugly. But no, seriously, people do love them. People absolutely love the car. I love the fact that they're incredibly rare. I mean, I don't honestly know the numbers because, as you know, RS 500s, I can tell you, you know, what north, south, east, west, the dust cap points. But with these, I'm not a Sapphire man, and I'm especially not a Rouse man. But there is a bit of a clue because there's a build tag there.
Oh, all right,
and it tells you what number it is out of 100.
Oh, so it's 78, so there's 100 made.
I'm guessing. I don't know whether there was exactly 100 made, or I have no idea, but you would assume they made 100.
Is this a four-wheel drive?
This is a four-wheel drive, yeah. I think they made quite a few more 4x4s than they did the two-wheel drive, so the two-wheel drive I believe to be rarer.
And it's a 304, the brake horsepower?
No idea.
I'll put you on the spot
there.
there.
I have absolutely. To be fair, you're probably right, because what is 304? No idea. Yeah, or is it 300 four-wheel drive? Yeah, because the two-wheel drive are 302. And
is it?
4x4s are 304. So whether it's 300 horsepower, two-wheel drive, I've no idea.
Right.
So I'm sure somebody will put in the comments what they'll know, because there will be somebody out there who knows. Because I actually put this car, as you said, it came in to be sold for a customer, Adam, who I've known, not this Adam, the Adam who owns it. I've known him for a lot of years. He's had this car for a lot of years. Like everybody, there comes a time when he decided to sell it and he didn't want to deal with the
hassle,
and these little idiots and that you do get. I tend not to get them, to be fair. So he said, you know, will you sell it for me? And it came, and we debated for ages how much this car is worth, because it's obviously 13,000 miles from new.
Really, is that all?
Yeah, that's all it's done. Completely original car, very rare car. But we also know they have a very, very limited market. But I guess out of that limited market, if you want one, you're prepared to pay the big money for it. Anyway, we agreed a price that he wanted for it. I contacted a friend of mine who has a friend who's shall we just say, incredibly serious collector. Told him about the car, said obviously it's a very rare car, very limited number, very low mileage, completely original, completely standard, never been messed about with. That's the price, and he came back, I'll have it.
Can I ask how much you sold it for?
I can't tell you that, obviously, unfortunately, because it's not fair on the buyer of the car.
Right.
I don't mind, you know, if the car was still for sale, I would obviously tell you the price. But once it's been purchased, that's private to the guy who owns it. So it didn't even make it on my website.
Did it not?
I never did an advert for it. I put a couple of pictures of it on Instagram, which surprised me really, because as we said, these are a Marmite car. People either absolutely detest them or they love them. And all the comments on Instagram, people loved it. And it's one of them cars, you know, from a certain angle, it looks all right. I like the front splitter because it's very similar to the RS 500. I don't mind that. The rear spoiler, I don't mind so much because it's obviously a lot bigger and a lot deeper than the original one. I don't like the black lip missing, but
the black lip missing.
But I don't mind. It's the side skirts I don't like.
And this double trim.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you see them on my car, but I can see why people like them.
There's a lot of differences. They had a bigger tyre. They
Oh,
ran a
really?
225/50 tyre. They were changed when the cars were converted to Rouse spec. And because of that, they had to roll the wheel arches. So these actually came with rolled wheel arches from factory.
Ah, right.
So they were done during the conversion to a Rouse car.
And is the interior standard with all these bits of wood?
No, we have these absolutely adorable.
Is that Rouse though? Is that a Rouse thing?
That's a Rouse thing. So that was done. The seats obviously are completely different. They have the extra wing, if you want to call it that. I think, Adam, that's it. I'm not 100%.
There's a bit of trim around it with the window switches there and on the back here.
All right, yeah, that'll be different then, yeah.
All
But
right.
again,
The speakers must have been added, have they?
No, yeah, they're aftermarket, I think of them. But under the bonnet, what they did, they changed the turbos. What they did on the Rouse cars, they put a smaller turbo on it to get rid of some of the lag.
So is it a T25?
No, it's a T2.
Really?
Yeah,
I
look at
didn't
it.
even know that was a thing.
Tiny.
Oh, it is tiny, isn't it?
Do you know it came off?
What?
A Saab 900.
Really?
Yeah, that had it fitted as standard. So they got that and they made it fit. So obviously Rouse had an actuator bracket made and they made it fit the Cosworth. So that's a T2 turbo, is that? So, and then they were chipped. Obviously they had a remapped them. So that I'm guessing that 300 will probably be the horsepower. But they're quite lively because they have less lag than a standard Cosy.
And a smaller turbo, obviously.
So yeah, less lag. But beautiful, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I was saying earlier, it surprises me, like through the early 2000s when these cars were cheap, how stuff like this survives. It must have just been sat in some fella's garage and.
I think it's less unexpected on a car like this because even from brand new, it's a limited number. Anything like the RS 500, how come so many of them have survived? And I think it doesn't matter whether you're a Subaru man, a Ford man, a Vauxhall man. If something comes in a limited build number with a plaque, especially, they tended to have been bought brand new by collectors. So a lot of them were bought by people who maybe even weren't collectors then, but sort of had it in the back of their mind that one day this car would be something special, something rare. So I think that's why this is, or a lot of the Rouses are mint. But like you say, this will have gone through the period like every Cosy did, where this was probably worth $7 or $8 grand.
I like how you can see where they've painted it. It's like the ring where it must have blew through this little hole or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, people. A lot of times I'll get cars like this in and people will say, well, the paintwork on there is terrible. And yeah, but that's because that's how they were. You know, when you look at cars now that have been restored, they paint all that and make it perfect.
All glossy and nice.
Yeah, so when you look at one that isn't and it's got its marks and it's got its, defects on it, they're like cribbing it. But like that'll have been there from new, that, I guarantee you.
You can't feel it, can you?
Yeah.
I noticed this as well, just like it's
paint
not a run. It doesn't feel like a run.
No, it's just a defect in the paint.
Just
But
the way it is.
that will have been, like under the bonnet, there's no lacquer. They didn't lacquer them from new. You see a lot of restored cars, and people lacquer them so they look nicer, but they're wrong. What we tend to do, if we were restoring a car like this, is we would lacquer it, but we'd put a matte in the lacquer, matting agent, so it looks like it's base coat, but you're getting the same protection of the lacquer. So you're getting, a good coverage of paint without the shine. But this has obviously never been lacquered. This is exactly how it came from Ford.
It is incredible, mind. All the bolts down there still with all the blue paint now on. And
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it, really?
have you had a detail though, just as it came?
No, I've got to clean this now. I mean, obviously it's sold off a few pictures. It's mint underneath. It's as mint underneath as it is on top, yeah.
Unrestored as well though?
Yeah. It's had obviously it's had little bits and pieces done over years. Like I think the fuel pump cradle's been redone at some point, but it's not been restored. It's just been little bits and pieces, but...
No, nice car, mate.
Yeah,
Interesting as well, interesting.
Well, I think that's it. I think if you're a collector, let's be honest, even if you were part of that here for the car, if you're a serious collector and have got a big collection of cars, it's almost a must-have-it car. Because, again, if you put this in a fairly big collection of cars, even if you don't like it, you can appreciate it, can't you? You know, it's done 13,000 miles, it's rare, it is what it is. So I think that's why it sold so quickly, really. Whether the guy likes it or not, who's bought it, I don't know. But
he must have some like towards it.
yeah, I think so. But like I say, I'm not a fan of it. But if I had a big collection of cars and I had the room for it and I had the money for it, would I buy it? Yeah, probably.
I would.
Just as a talking point. It is a
And
nice
just to see if you've got one.
Yeah, nice.
Mint.
Drives nice, as you'd expect. Oh, have a look at these. Now, talk about bad taste. They're the wheels that the car came with. Let me just move them boxes.
Is that what it was on?
They came with them on from new.
From new, what do you mean?
When it came from Rouse, that's what wheels were on it.
Really?
Yeah, they put them wheels on it. They're horrible, aren't they?
So how come it's not on them now?
Well, would you drive it around with them on?
No.
Exactly,
But
that's
if
why
it's-
they're not on. But they're the
God, they are
original
horrible.
tyres, look. The Yokohama tyres is what Rouse put on them, the 225 50 13s, instead of 205 50 15s.
So obviously they're going with the car.
They go with the car. There's another spare set of Sapphire wheels there. That's a spare. There's another set there to go with it. A few bits and pieces, you know, bits and pieces that people
Bottom
have
arms
gathered
and
up
all
over there. Brand new track control arms and that the guy bought for it. And, but that's a new old stock CD player.
No way.
So he says.
Aye.
And that's to go with it. Just bits and pieces, bushes and
Bits and
so
pieces.
that's it. But there is actually in the history, I think, I'll show you, we'll find it, because there is a picture of the car with them wheels on.
Oh, you've had these made as well now, haven't you? So every car you
Yeah.
sell comes with a little...
Yeah, it's just to put that's just interesting. That's a badge, a metal badge that goes on there. You can see where it's been.
Yeah.
But Adam took it off because he was frightened it would fall off, which they have a habit of doing.
Right.
The heat de-glues the glue, for want of a better explanation. And a lot of these, the badges are missing.
Right.
Because they've fallen off. So we took it off so it didn't get lost.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to lose it, would you?
No, but that goes on there. So you get that badge, obviously the badge that we've seen. Under there you get certificate. Well, we'll show you. So there's all the service history for the car, service history books and that are with it. V5 documents, MOT, because it's got a recent MOT on it. Look at that. The guy, Adam, who I've sold it for. I won't show you because he's got personal information on it, but from a distance you can basically see what he's done. He's listed every owner. So that was the first owner who bought it brand new. That's the Ford dealer he bought it from. That's the second owner. That's the third owner. That's the fourth owner.
That's good to have, isn't it? Contact information,
contact
everything.
for everything. Previous MOT certificates, SORMs, and they're all there. So it proves its mileage. There was a picture. That's just a promotional picture. There's the original certificate you got with it from Rouse. There's another, like, information.
Over
back
a
on-
magazine or something.
Yeah, where's that picture? I did see somewhere there was a picture. Oh, there's one. That was the guy who bought the car brand new.
Right.
And that was one of them dealer things, and you can see where he jotted down different prices and things like that. And
All right.
so just a nice thing
A
to
little
have,
cool
isn't
bit
it?
of stuff.
Yeah. More Rouse literature, Vector. Where's that? Oh, I'll have to find that. I'll have to find that.
Ah, we'll
picture,
put a picture in. We'll put a picture in when you find it.
We'll find it. But there was a picture of the car with an old lady. I'm presuming was one of the original.
Bonus.
Yeah, all previous logbooks with all the people's names. You can't get this, can you? You know, where do you find this kind of
History.
previous MOTs and, you know, where do you get that?
You don't. Not really. Someone who's cared for a car, that, isn't it? It's not just the owner, it's someone who's had a real interest in the car.
Yeah, Adam did a lot of research. He's like that, is Adam. Did a massive amount of research on the car when he bought it and contacted all the...
You're looking for the picture there.
There is he showed me it, did Adam, and I don't know which document it was, but there is a picture of the car with them wheels on. So it's quite an interesting picture to find, really. There it is. So that's email correspondence, which we won't show you, but there's emails between Adam when he bought the car and this guy. And he's got that for every owner. He's printed off all the emails where the owners have said, oh, I bought it then, that's the mileage it had on it, that's the mileage it had when I sold it, which is lovely, isn't it? Where do you get that kind of history? That is really important, I think. And it goes back for every owner. And there it is.
It doesn't look too bad, to be honest, on them wheels, I don't think.
You don't think?
No.
Let me give you a phone number for spec service. No, it's...
If they were a bit bigger, it would look nicer. Like another 2 inches or something.
To be fair, them are the kind of wheels you saw in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, was
the
that?
5 spokes. And,
It was.
You know, that's exactly what you found. So, well, I just think that's great. You know, original. There's a photograph of when one of the other owners had it and had it a show up in Scotland. So it's probably one of the best. Obviously, you see cars with more history, as in, you know, a lot more invoices and things like that. But I've never seen a car like that where there's a correspondence with every single owner of the car from brand new. That makes it quite special to me.
Amazing.
Nice, isn't it?
It is, it is.
I think the more time you look at it,
The more you appreciate it.
yeah.
Right, that's it, fellas. Thanks for watching, and a massive thanks to Paul for letting us come down and show us around the car. I'll leave some contact information for Paul below if you want to sell a car or you've got some questions. Paul also has a YouTube channel, which I'll leave a link to. Anything else you want to add, mate?
No, I think that's it, mate. No, but good to see you again as always, and nice to do something a bit different, wasn't it?
But yeah, again, fellas, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers. Spot on, mate.